Hey everyone. Again, sorry for quite a long break there. Just travel and life and free time had gotten in the way. I've been ready to make a video for the past 2 weeks, but I just have never had the free time to do so. I like doing it here from my office where I work. I've I've done a couple from my house, but anyway, thanks for tuning back into another video where today I want to talk about something that always was of interest to me ever since I was a kid. And it's about the perception of age within yourself. So I'm 56 at at the time of the making of this video, and I do not feel 56. I don't identify as 56. I mean, I see a 56-year-old man, but I don't identify as such. And it's interesting. A nephew or a nephew-in-law of mine had this great bit he would do at dinner parties. He would ask people how old they felt they were inside of themselves, and that was brought to my attention maybe 6 years ago when I was 50, and I already knew it. I mean, it's something that I think a lot of us do. Like I have felt 25, not only since I was 25, but since before I was 25. It's just been something that has always been in in my mind a truth. The earliest I can reference it, and it wasn't exactly 25, but when I was young, my family would travel to Hawaii from when I was 1 years old on, and it was at some point around when I was 5 to maybe 7 that we were on the north shore of Oahu. No, that might not be true. That may have been Maui. I think it was north shore of Oahu. But I was telling my parents that I used to live there and that I used to surf the beach. And um, the, the the things that I was saying, I still remember the experience that I was having, and it was not that I was making up a story. It felt like memory to me. It felt like I was having flashes of surfing, and the thing that I could remember was being somebody that I was not. And that's for another video. But you know, my understanding or my beliefs in how we what happens to us after our lives. But my point being that at that early age, I identified with being a man in his early to mid 20s. It was something that was clear to me in my heart and in my mind. And I also used to think when I was younger that I was captive inside of a body that wasn't mine, and I thought that there were these scientists who had and this is when I'm now 13, 12, 13. I felt like I wasn't the being that I was. I felt that there was this zipper that the scientists could undo, and it would and that they had these brackets holding my body in place to be smaller than I was when I was really this, again, a man in his mid 20s and in a different physical shape, more muscular. And because I felt stronger than I think I came across as. And this is something that, so, you know, so then I get into be 18, and then it starts to kind of coalesce. You know, I start to come into the age that I identified as my whole life. And then my 20s, I'm absolutely who I am. And then from then on, I could see myself aging, but I never felt that I was actually aging. And I still to this day, I mean, I do. Listen, you get older, your body behaves in different ways, and you can't deny that age is happening. But for me, as a person as inside of a body, a soul inside of a body, I still identify with my 25-year-old self. And it harkens to the stories of like The Matrix, where you have this residual self, right? Neo becomes inside of the Matrix this ideal form of himself, and not that I'm saying I'm some ideal form, but there is just this, the spirit inside of me feels and behaves and processes desire and accomplishment and pain and all of its things as though I did when I was 25. And I mean, I'm smarter about it. I'm wiser about things. All of those things have changed, but that spirit, that being in the core of who I am, still believes it's a 25-year-old human being, just like it has since I was 5. And that's something. The reason why I say that that's interesting is that I do recall when I was young and looking at people who are my age now, looking at people my parents' age, and thinking how different it'll be when I'm their age, to be their age and to feel their age, and it's something I wish I had talked to them about. I wish I had talked to my parents and the friends of my parents about what they were experiencing and whether or not they felt the way that I do. Because I don't believe that all people. Well, I know that because we've talked to. I've asked people about what age they view themselves as, and some people do view themselves as 50. Some people feel older, younger, even older, younger, and so it does vary. But I think it's the reason why I say this is because I think it's important for young people to understand that people look older and people may behave older, but people don't always feel older, and that I know that when I was that young, that I had these foolish ideas that I was not going to be older, right? I mean that's just a truth that happens, and I don't expect youth to sit down and be like and realize that people who are older don't feel that they're older or still consider themselves to be vital and able and 25 like I do. But I think it's important that maybe there is a little bit of reflection from all people on all ages. I know that, and so I know that at this age, when I hear somebody who's 21 spouting off about life, it's neat to sit and listen the way people my age who listened to me when I was that age about because there's a bit of wonder to it, this a lot of it's misconception or misunderstanding that or not so much that, more a failure to understand the wisdom of the elder that's with you that you're explaining yourself to. But it's okay. It's okay to have that aloofness. It's important to have that aloofness. It's important for them to have just see some acknowledgement of what these older people are that they're interacting with, that they have experienced life and are people who are still experiencing life and still have dreams and still have ambitions to grow and to and be alive. Anyway, that's it. Just kind of a philosophical thought. And hopefully I will be back on getting some regular stuff out to you. I am going to Burning Man this year. That's 2 weeks from now, so I'll still hopefully have some videos before then, but I won't be making any videos that last week of August. Anyway, always appreciate you here, and thanks for tuning in.